Hello and welcome. You're watching FII. I am Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor. So imagine a scenario that you're just scrolling on your social media feed and you suddenly see a pop-up and it's from your boss. It could be a friend request, it could be a follow request, it could be a comment on some post that you have made. Now, what do? If it's a friend request, do you accept it? Open up your personal life to the scrutiny of your boss? Do you not accept it? And then it could be a complicated situation as well at work. What do? Now, this question I'm sure has come up in front of a lot of you right now. So, FII is here today to give you the answer. What exactly should be your social media etiquette? All you people who are applying in for jobs, listen in very carefully, because now companies more and more are scrutinizing not just your CVs, looking at just not your marks, etc., but also observing and vetting your social profile very, very carefully. And those wanting to move up the ladder from middle management to the top management, well, you are going to be screened for your social media posts as well. So this very exciting episode is going to come up. Stay tuned. Let's get into our explainer. First, before accepting a digital friend request or a friend request, as they say, from a senior office, a senior colleague or a boss or anybody, you really need an internal assessment. And what do I mean by that? I mean that there are some questions that you need to ask yourself. You need to understand your social profile yourself first. So FII has broken it down for 5 things you must ask yourself. Alright? Number 1, are you using social media to share career milestones? Or is it more of a family and friends sort of network? Very important question to understand. Second question you must ask is, are you more of a private person and don't want your boss to know personal life details? And if the answer to that is yes, the good thing to do is let your boss know, approach him or her in a polite manner and explain that this page is reserved only for family and friends. Alternately, if you could also just tell your boss that you'll be happy to connect on a more professional network. It doesn't really have to be Instagram or Facebook all the time. Next question that you must ask yourself once you have that clarity is, are you the person who loves to live live stream, right? And there is nothing wrong with that really. It could differ from person to person. It could differ from industry to industry, for example. And the thing to be noted here, however, is that if you are a social media junkie, you need to avoid even then some basics, some things that need to be set in, that is sharing grievances, judgment, and also show restraint. 3 key pillars that you must keep in mind every time you're posting something out on social media, which you know is open to your professional network as well. These are said to be grievances and judgments and restraint, said to be the key pillars really and the key to the castle on social media. Another very important question to ask yourself is your work status, employment going to be improved, for example, by social media activity? In my case, for example, that is the case. It might not be for anybody else who's, say, a part of engineering. Question number 5 that you must ask yourself is, do you have to change your online activity now that your boss is already following you? Simple, easy, doable, can easily be endorsed, can easily be passed upon as well. Either way, once you've got a hang of these 5 things really, having a boss on your friend list basically means that there should be some rules that you shouldn't forget. You might be very pally, very friendly with your boss, but even then, there are some rules that you should not forget. Number 1, make sure you understand using copyright and other constraints. Ensure employees are not disclosing, that's you basically, you are not disclosing any information about clients specifically. You must not be dishonorable in terms of racial, ethical, dishonorable slurs as well. What's said on social media stays on social media. Remember, don't go up and in middle of your coffee conversation, pick up a fight with somebody in your workplace regarding that one post. Another key mantra is passion is healthy, anger is not. Posts in anger are almost always recipe for absolute disaster, even at the workplace. No pseudo identity, that also comes handy. And talk in first person on social media, that generally works. It's all about me. People don't have conversations with icons, remember, they have conversation with people. So ensure that that's what your engagement level is and the terminology is once you are on social media, and respect the offline rule at times, you know. It is only polite to ask permission from other people in a photo if you can post their picture online. Remember, your workplace, it's not wrong for bosses to expect responsible social media usage as well during working hours specifically. So those are some basic do's and don'ts that you must keep in mind. But apart from bosses, there are some basics that you can also keep in handy if you generally want to keep your your entire social profile really clean. So some basic etiquettes that you must follow. One is know the art of hashtag. And the art there is that few are fine, 10 hashtags not gonna work. The other one is the 80-20 rule. Entertain and inform audience first before you start selling them everything. The other thing to keep in mind is space out your posts every few hours, so you're not just bombarding people and your followers with posts all the time. Now, these are very basics, remember, but every platform is going to be different. Every platform has a different purpose as well. Let's start with Twitter on something that you must keep in mind when you are on Twitter. Don't automatically direct message and DM people that follow you. Said to be rude in Twitter language. Don't hijack another organization's hashtag. If you're intelligent, you will not do it. Don't buy followers. Again, if you're not living under a rock, you will know not to do it. Don't stuff your tweets with keywords as well. On Facebook, the rules are slightly different. Don't like your own posts. I mean, no brainer, no, right? Don't tag people or pages that aren't really relevant to your post. Don't ask for likes, comments, or shares, as is what we keep seeing on WhatsApp all the time. And on LinkedIn, and this is important, so listen carefully, personalize your connection requests as well. Tell them why you're connecting. Once connected, send a welcome message as well. This is, by the way, all part of what LinkedIn also asks people to do. So it's pretty much part of their basic code of conduct once they expect people and the members who are on board to follow as well. Don't join groups immediately and start selling yourself out there. Don't ignore the more professional tone of the network as well. When it comes to Instagram, you can take a few liberties. Don't ask people to follow you, but that's not the liberty you can take. Or don't just spam people straight away. Don't overgram. Nobody likes a feed filled with one user. All right. So those are some basics that we have checked in for you. Let me quickly bring in my panel now. We've got Deval Singh back with us on FYI. I'll be very delighted to know what she has to say about social media etiquette over there. Shruti Mishra is with us. Shruti Mishra is Vice President of Flax Communication associated with Google over there. And Choco Vallappa is also back with us on FYI. Okay, since Choco is the only male on the panel, let me give you the first word, keeping in line with all the etiquettes that we are trying to propose to people. So, you know, apart from the fun and game of it all, social media now is a very critical part of how screening takes place of candidates being hired as well, right, Choco? So, can we first start by talking at a very elementary level over here, somebody who's just applying for a job and there are so many people really out there in need. What is this one thing you think companies think when they're out there scanning for profiles, something that should be absolutely not done? You'll be rejected if it's there on your profile.
Yeah, because, thanks, Sonal. Thanks, good to be here. I think it depends on the values of the company. Because, I mean, today, if you look at it, there's a diverse spectrum of companies, right? So some companies are new age startups and they don't care less for any social media posts or something, and others could be traditional organizations. So what is the value of the company? And in many ways, there are also cultural boundaries, right? So something which is acceptable in India may not be acceptable internationally. So depending who your clients are, who your employees are, so that also depends. So I can give you one example in our organization. So we had a senior member in the company putting their tweets out. Not a tweet, it was I think a Facebook post or a blog that they were experiencing. I mean, there were most of the people were okay with it, but there were some people who said that no, it's not okay. And it was the organizational policing in a way to say that why they found that to be against the company values. And then we kind of spoke to her, and then she agreed to take it down in that way. So that's the basic thing here. But on the other end of the spectrum, like to friend or to offend is what you're asking, right? So in many ways, I think it's good to ask the person ahead of time, is it okay if I could or couldn't? And I think basically what we're missing today is the water cooler conversations that we have technically with our bosses or our subordinates or people like that, which in the work from home environment, we're all working in nuclear areas.
Now.
The social connect is lost. So this in a way could be...
So a couple of things you've said. A, it's going to be different from industry to industry, from organization to organization. And it's good to read. Most companies now have their social media policies listed out there on their website. So if you're applying, please read them first. Understand which atmosphere and what culture you're really walking into or wanting to be part of, and ensure that you're in sync with that. That's something you're saying. And also, you're saying at times everything is not stated straight away, but could become an issue. So some basic etiquettes need to be followed as well. There is so much really to talk about, and we are living frankly in times where people losing their jobs because of social media is not unheard of, right? It could be, and it's not always a political post, remember, not always a political post. We'll talk about that on the other side of this very quick break. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss it. Welcome back. Should you be befriending or Facebook friending your boss? That's the question that we are trying to decode on FII today. Let me go to Deval very quickly on her view on this. Deval.
Hi, Sonal. Once again, thank you for calling me to your show. Always a pleasure to talk to you. So I think you have pretty much covered a lot of points, Sonal. I think social media, in any case in point scenario, is a double-edged sword. And it's how you use it, because it's also a very, very powerful tool. So there are two scenarios you're looking at, right? A yes or a no. Whether I want to befriend my boss or whether I don't want to. If it's a yes, absolutely. I think one of the good signals of your boss sending you a request, a friend request, is that you share a warm relationship with him or her. And maybe that's why he wants to kind of know you better. And you always have an option of limiting the access to that, to what you want to show him or what you want to show her. And that's the question you will have to kind of ask yourself as to what are the blogs or what are the posts that you want to give him or her access to, and which are the ones that you don't, which is something you can do with caution. But you have to be very, very clear that you are trending into very, tough waters, because he is going to judge you or she is going to judge you. And social media, end of the day, is all about that, and it's all perception. And perception is reality. And the other option that we already discussed, if it's a no, it's fine if it's a no. I think you have to be smart enough and strong enough to kind of, kind of say no to it. You can always go to your boss, tell him that this is not working, this is how you're a private person, and this is how you like to roll. And thus, you would rather, be friends with him on a more professional network. But the point is to make sure that you discuss it out. Don't ignore it. If you ignore it, it's going to not work well for you. And that actually will create a kind of conflict that you are not going to like it. But end of the day, Sonal, let me tell you, sorry, just one last point. Sure. End of the day, this is all about branding, Sonal. Social media is your brand, and you are the ambassador of that brand. So whether your boss is on social media or not, you have to be cautious. You need to be very careful of what you're opinionating on, and you have to derive judgment. Don't go completely ballistic on social media. Make sure and understand that future recruiters, employers, your growth prospects, everything is going to be judged on the basis of how you react to the things that are happening in the world.
So they're watching. I think that's the key takeaway. And, I have very little time left for Shruti to actually weigh in, but I will come to you. And, there are two kind of people. One who hate putting themselves out there on social media, and others who just cannot stop. both equally dangerous, but the second one struggle more. Any advice for them? Shruti?
Oh, I thought you're talking to David.
No.
Hi, Sonal.
Yeah.
Sonal, I think there has to be a very clear demarcation between which platform you're using. If your boss is sending you a request on LinkedIn, I think you should consider yourself privileged enough and you should accept it very gracefully, because that platform is for professional conversations and professional updates. However, if your boss is sending you a friend request on a platform like a Facebook or an Instagram, then more often than not, it is not to get into your private space. I will agree that is because, that your boss shares that kind of a rapport and warmth with you, and hence he or she is reaching out to you on that kind of a platform. I think social media rules apply not just for your boss, but I think what you mentioned is applied in general for social media, that you need to be using it responsibly, irrespective of the fact whether your boss is there or not. Because anybody who's sitting on the social media platform is judging you in some way or the other. It can be your friends, your colleagues, your teachers, your buddies, or maybe, some strangers out there.
Right.
I think
a lot of scrutiny. I'm sorry I'm cutting you short, Shruti, but I'm completely out of time, I'm told. So I have to leave it over there. The next question should you be sending a friend request to your boss? Maybe that's going to be there for another episode. For now, bye-bye.